I'm with Coach Dave Miller. Another year, another brand new season to start off with Alter.
Right.
So let's talk about the quarterback position and graduation of Brock Baker. Where does the situation stand, and how does the experience of J.J. Hill at the end of last year affect the competition?
Well, we lost a great one there. He was, GWAC Offensive Player of the Year and a 3-year starter. Did a lot of great things for us. JJ came in those last 3 games and did really a great job. He spent a whole summer, where Brock was hurt, where he kind of was his understudy and got a lot of reps, so that helped him. It's a battle right now, and it's great, because we have 3. The senior, obviously, with JJ, and then Brett Hilty's in there too. Now, Brett can play some other positions as well, but he's performed well. And then sophomore Reagan Hefner's the one that's, to watch out, as this one's going to be a good one. He's made it a 3-way race, just because of the way he's handled things, and just a super kid. He's one of our leaders on our team, very talented, and it's just a matter of repetitions really with him before he catches up. But like I said, JJ, we have. I told him the other day, this is a great situation to be in. All 3 of you can play. In my mind, they're going to play. So we got to figure out how we're going to do that. I've done it before. I shouldn't say never. We've had a couple years where we rotated quarterbacks, and right now we're doing that, and it's not really hurting us. So it's going to work itself out. We have a scrimmage night, obviously, and we'll find out more. But it's a good problem to have. Then freshman Theo von Handorf, he's going to be a good one too. Now he's not there yet, but so he'll be in the mix here next year. So at least being able to play and contribute, things like that. So, but really good situation. They're all doing a great job.
Can you assess the running backs, especially returning Logan Doty and Damian Patton?
Yeah, and Cameron Thornton, Nolan Stringer, you got to add those 2 in there too. It's by committee back there, and we're in a really good situation. This is 37 years for me, and I can't remember in 37 years. I coached AJ Olette. Obviously, what he's doing up in Canada is, he was a pretty impressive kid. But as a whole, I don't think we've had that much talent in our backfield. They're all really good. Obviously, Damian and Logan have been playing since they were freshmen. Last year Cameron had a great finish to the season, major contributions in games, and Stringer's kind of the unheralded one. He doesn't get a lot of the stats and things like that, but what you don't see is what he does for us on offense. It's a huge extension of what we do, just his blocking and receiving ability, and then we can also run him too. So we're in a really good situation back there.
So how does the offensive line look?
Really good. We're still figuring some things out. I think it's more depth at this point. I think we have a good starting unit and maybe plus, and they're getting better though. We started, I think, our summer concerned about that. We had shipped some guys over to defense, and they're all doing a good job over there too. Brought a couple back, but we got returners. Griffin Chromick, Braden Feltner as our center, and Ben McElvain, who played mostly tight end last year. He's now a tackle guard. Those 3 guys got significant, playing experience last year. Jonathan Gwizdak and Luke Young, we got split time at the guard position, and then we've got some newcomers in there too. Right now, Ethan Branham and Jacob Himes are kind of making a case there as well. So we're in good shape there too. Tight ends, I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about them. I always miss people. I hate that. But Jacob Lightcap and Tyrell Lake are 2 senior tight ends, and that's an extension of our offensive line. If you look at how we do things, they factor in greatly with run blocking, and then we occasionally put them out in the route, and they can do a lot of things. So we're in a good situation.
So when you throw the ball, who will the top targets be?
Well, we didn't even talk about the wideouts, but this is the deepest we've been at wideout. Probably starting with Egan Kyber. He was rotated in with Tony Bruno last year. Josiah Hargrave, sophomore, is really good athlete, good kid. He's in the mix there too. We have several seniors, beginning with Dylan Combs, and then he's competing there as well. And then junior Jordan Green. I think those are kind of our main guys, and I'm probably missing somebody. But like I said, it's a deep field. So a lot of guys can play out there too. And they did well in our scrimmage against Middletown. Their perimeter blocking was, great job. We've got a newcomer to our staff, Jordan Taylor. He's coaching our wideouts this year, and he's done a great job with them. So.
All right. On defense, talk about the linebackers, starting with top returning tackler Skylar Slifler.
Slifer.
Slifer.
Yeah. Skylar started as a sophomore, so he's a 3-year starter. He's playing our Sam linebacker position, so kind of more out in space. It's technically an outside backer, kind of a hybrid. He can play inside too. Colby Wallace started. I think maybe game 3 or 4, and so he's a starter from last year as well. He's going to play our Mike linebacker position in the middle. And then Connor Robinson is the will linebacker right now. But there's a lot of competition there too. Like I said, we're going to find out a lot more tonight, as far as all those positions. But I would say it's those 3 mainly right now. Strong safety, Chase Ford, he can also play inside. I think Connor can do that as well. And then we have some other guys there, they're battling. Demetrius Wynn, junior. Phoenix Franklin Winning, sophomore, and then Keegan Ledbetter, junior, has been working in there as well. So, we're pretty good there too. So,
Keelan, can you assess the defensive front and secondary?
Front right now is by committee. Coach Ron Colley, our D-line coach, has been rotating 12 guys. We have 10 seniors. Like I said, we took some guys from O-line and moved them over. Mainly, Zach Snyder and Trey Watson. They moved there late in the year. And we brought Ben Harris back to the offense, so he's another one I didn't mention. We've got 34 seniors. So really, I'm talking a lot of names here because, when you have that going on, and the majority of them have spent a good time in our weight room, with a good junior class behind him. It's a great situation, and the competition right now has been phenomenal. But he's rotated 12 guys. We have, I think, returning starter would be Cooper Harbarger, and then Aiden Contreras, got hurt, but he rotated in early in the year, and those 2 guys are pretty big. They're going to be more in the middle. Michael Newsom. I'm going to forget a lot of names here, so. There's a lot. He got Charlie Price, Josiah Jamison came back. He's mixing in there. Nathan Lamberth, and some newcomer sophomore, Micah Buscard, Saxon James. I don't think he's there yet, but he's kind of pushing as well. Amar Maiden, another sophomore. So we have some depth.
And Coach, as the season goes on, you may have some new names to add, and we can always get to those.
New names to add, and the thing that happens with our conference and who we play against, you got to have the next man up mentality because you never know week to week. It's just a brutal schedule. We start off with Alter, we go to Trotwood comes to us, the next game, and they've got 6 of their front 7 are all D1 kids. So we're going to be up against it here real quick. Alter is Alter. And then week 3 we go down to LaSalle before we even get into the GWalk. So you got to have depth. We fortunately have a bunch of kids who are competing, so that's good.
All right. So who will handle place kicking and punting?
Well, before we go there, we didn't talk about the DB, so I want to hit them real quick too. So you have returner Caleb Moore, who's done a phenomenal job really since his sophomore year. He'll start at corner. And then it's kind of a battle right now at free safety between Gabe Perry's and Davion Rand. Perry's a junior, Rand being a senior. And then our other corner spot is Egan Kyber, who I mentioned at wideout, and he'll be able to play some both ways. And he's competing right now with Adam Grant, junior. I would be remiss again if I didn't talk about all those guys. But as far as place kicker, that's a battle. Right now we have Cole Craney. He came out late last year, was a soccer player, and just if you look at him, he looks like a defensive tackle. He's about 250, but he's got a leg, and so now it's just kind of fine tuning what he's doing. I think he's probably got a slight edge over Damaris Shafiq Jr., but they're both doing a great job. And then we have a freshman, Channing Seaman, who's not really in the mix yet, but he's going to be there pretty soon. I think by next year that'll be a good situation there too. So
Now, we may have covered this next one to some degree, but can you tell us something about some of the new faces we might see? Or we
mentioned a
covered those?
bunch. So Reagan, beginning with him, he played. That's tough going from freshman to sophomore, but the kid just absolutely works his tail off. It's notorious on our team. He sweats, and it's like he's covered by the end of practice, and it's just he's nonstop. The passion he's shown right now, I mean, like I said, he's going to be a great one here before it's all said and done. But Josiah, mentioned him as a sophomore. I mentioned a lot of our juniors that really didn't necessarily get a lot of playing time last year, but are pushing guys, So anytime you get that, you got guys that have spent a lot of time, senior, junior class, when you have those kind of numbers there, that usually means, good things if they've done their job, and they have. But the competition part of this is just, it hasn't been like that every year here. We've been thin. So we feel pretty good right now. I mean, it's just, we'll have to see after tonight. We're constantly reevaluating, but we have potential to be pretty good. So,
all right, last one for you, Coach. Right. Finally, a quick word about Alter, since that's who you're up against first.
Right.
New quarterback, experience at running back.
For them?
Yes.
Yeah, their backfield, we already talked about it. That's probably, arguably, that'll be the best backfield we play against. They have a lot of kids that started as sophomores and kind of took their lumps. The quarterback right now, I think they've got a couple kids there. They lost a great one last year. He played against us, got hurt, the next week, and that really kind of hurt their season. But Noah Jones is one of those kids I was talking about, running back, that they play. He's played quarterback, and they've got another kid, Rod Owens, who was a runner-up, state runner-up in wrestling. Tough kid. He's elusive. I've watched him. He's tough. He's good. And then, several other guys. Mike Rose is their fullback. Drew Cripps is a kid I think he's gotten offers from like Western Michigan. So they're pretty loaded back there. Kind of scary. And they're good up front. They're well coached. I mean, Coach Dom Seitz and his staff do a great job with them. Their linebackers, the one kid is a returning starter. Reif Schneider, I think is his name. Had an older brother who was pretty solid, so he kind of bolsters the defense a little bit. They've got some size up front and some guys that just play really hard. So hey, every year it's a battle. So we expect nothing different here. When we match up here in a week. So.
Okay, Coach. Well, thank you for the update on the team and who's doing what, and good luck on Thursday.
Thanks, Norm.
I'm with Coach Ed Domseitz, the head coach of the Alter Nikes, getting ready to take on the Fairmont Firebirds. So, a few questions about your team this year, Coach. Let's start with quarterback. With Galvin Connor having graduated, where does the situation stand, especially with Finn Freshwater, who passed for 288 yards last year?
Right now we've got Rod Owens and Drew Cripps working at quarterback. It will be one of the two right now. As of today, Rod's a little further along, so my guess is it's going to be Rod Owens at quarterback.
Okay. Can you assess the running back situation with Cripps and Jones returning almost 2,000 yards on the ground last season?
I think that's our bread and butter, our ability to run the football. And they're similar in some ways and not so much alike in others. They both have good power, great acceleration, and they can make it tough once they get by the linebackers.
How does the offensive line look?
The offensive line actually looked pretty good. I think when we fired out in that Beaver Creek scrimmage and we drove our legs, we performed pretty well. I think that we'll see how much of an improvement we've made in the last 6 or 7 days when we go up against Versailles.
And when you throw the ball, who will be the top targets?
We're still looking to see exactly who will be out there, but it looks as though it's going to be Henry Schneider, Parker Flanders, James Brooks, and then we haven't decided absolutely on a tight end yet, but we'll take care of that before Fairmont.
Okay, on defense, talk about the linebackers led by Wyatt Reifschneider, who had 11 tackles last year.
Yeah, Wyatt Reifschneider. Wyatt's all over the field, big, strong boy. Both Reifschneider boys were linebackers for us, and Wyatt is the younger of the two. First team all GCL last year. We're expecting big things from him. The other spots we'll be looking at Mikey Rose, Gavin Torrell, and Jake Body has really been impressive at that spot. So they're as far as that linebackers. We'll make a decision after that last scrimmage.
Can you assess the defensive front and secondary?
We need some work, some improvement in the secondary. I was not pleased with the secondary 7-on-7 or in our scrimmage. I think that we've got to do a better job of covering and contesting the pass. We cannot let people get behind us. The other part of that was what was the secondary?
Secondary.
And, we just talked about that.
Right, defensive front and secondary.
Defensive front would be looking at the defensive tackles. We've got who we think are good first line people, but as we've experienced in the last few years, depth is a question mark.
So who will handle place kicking and punting?
Well, punting should be done by Will Green, and we're hoping that Jaden Mowbray, because he's our senior and has shown a great deal of progress. We're hoping that Jaden, he's got a bit of a knee problem right now, and we're hoping he's going to be able to heal up from that. If not, Matt Ventura, a sophomore, has been working pretty hard. So those are the two fellows we expect on those two special teams.
Can you tell us about some new faces we might see this year?
It's tough. I think I mentioned Henry Schneider at receiver. If we're looking at, I'm trying to think, running back, there aren't too many new faces. Offensive line, Hayden Humphreyville should be out there. Kenny Burnett. Really, that offensive line should be able to form around a couple of players who have played quite a bit of football for us, Dane Kelker and Tanner Edmonds. Defensively, we'll see. Tim Diaz should get a look at defense. Other than that, we just got to see what we've got back there. I think in the secondary, Noah Reed, that's a possibility. It's like most things. You probably ask me after this for sales scrimmage, and I can be more definitive.
All right, final question for you, Coach. Quick word about Fairmont. Similar to your team with a new quarterback and experience at running back.
Yeah, I think Fairmont's always going to be big, strong. They're going to run the ball primarily, obviously. I mean, that's their offense, and they are extremely good at what they do. Dave Miller has found 70, 80, 90 kids who really buy into his philosophy, and that has made a great deal of difference at Fairmont. I think this is going to be the 58th time that an Alter team has gone up against one of the Fairmont teams, be it Fairmont, Fairmont East, or Fairmont West. And it's always a battle. And fans get into it. It's big for the players, big for the students. It's like Thursday night. Where would you rather be than the Alter Fairmont game?
All right, Coach. Well, thanks for taking the time to speak with me today, and good luck on Thursday night.
You're welcome. Thank you.